I've got a great painting to share with you. This one's called Lily Pad Lake. Now this is all about the layering. We've got some brilliant techniques showing water and reflections. We've got some great techniques on flowers and how to do those ellipses to make those lily pads really look like they're sitting on the water. I really think you're going to like this one. So at the minute I'm sort of adding the medium as I go, and I'm aiming to try and cover the whole canvas and tint this canvas in these colours. Now I do want to add some darks onto here, but we'll just block this in right in some of these corners, some real dense foliage in there. Now I really want this to happen. We're going to get this sort of soft in the distance foliage as it blends in with that pink. So now I'll just really look to cover in this entire canvas with this nice dark green. This will all pay off for you as you start to add the lighter details in front. The important thing about water is that everything stays horizontal, otherwise your water will look like it's tipping. So I'm going to come along now and just cut in a little bit of shimmer on the top of this water's edge. Again, we'll start overlapping these, and this is just interesting stuff going on in the distance. Have things overlapping, be aware of not lining these up like soldiers. You see, I'm just tapping and just creating the illusion that there's just a lot of stuff going on. Now the main lilies that we'll be doing later, we're going to add a little bit extra detail in, but for these ones that are off in the background, I like to make them odd, so we'll put one more in right in this distance, I think. Maybe a little bit deeper pink. So we'll throw in a couple of these lily pads, and at this point I'm keeping them pretty small. Again, this is your painting, so you can kind of pop these where you need to. And we're going to put a little shadow under these, and these really help sit these lily pads down. A little bit of a nice shadow right underneath this ellipse. So I've just loaded up with this sort of blue and white colour, and we're going to just put a little bit of a waterline underneath the flowers. Again, this just really, if it's easier for you to just position that on there, and then we'll come back and blend it later. And now we'll move on to adding some of these reeds that are in the foreground. Notice how I'm twisting and keeping things moving. Another reflection here. Again, kind of just lift off and just let it fade. A little bit over here. See, I'm not using pure white at this point. I'm going to save the white for the centre area. So you definitely want to keep this slightly blued tone on the waterline. So as I come forward, I'll sort of do a lily, do the water, do a lily, and so on. And we'll slowly bring ourselves forward in the painting. Everything going to that centre point. Now again, I haven't done it with all of these in the back because they're so far in the distance, it doesn't matter. But it's quite nice to have some really interesting foreground lily pads. Repetition is the mother of skills, so we're now going to go and put our shadow back in there. And you can see that's really giving dimension now. Well, I'm quite liking that. Of course, you could add as many of these as you want. I'm going to just finish with one large lily pad kind of coming off. Perhaps we'll have another one overlapping as well. Again, just to show you how to kind of overlap these. And these again just act like a little bit of an eye stopper. And I'm picking up the other colours, which is giving me a natural highlight, which is great. And I think we'll finish with just a few little birds in the distance. On the PDF that comes with this video, I will also enclose the original painting of this, so you can see I've added quite a few more lilies, but the technique is all exactly the same. And I think that's a finished painting.